applause. So, good afternoon, dear friends, colleagues, participants, organizers, leaders, volunteers, facilitators, dear guests. It's rainy now, but I'm sure that rain will not stop us from having great time and working productively. I'm happy to welcome you in Russia, in Ulyanovsk, for the BRICS Youth Summit. My name is Diana Kovela. I'm the program director of this summit. The BRICS Youth Summit is taking place for the 10th time, and we are glad to welcome our friends from 10 countries. Let's greet each other. A delegation from South Africa. I cannot hear you. United Arab Emirates. A delegation from Brazil. A delegation from China. Egypt. Let's applaud our Ethiopian friends. They are on their way here. And let's applaud to delegation of India. Our friends delegation from Iran. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And the biggest delegation, Russian Federation. Thank you guys, thank you for your applauses, your smiles and mood. This is the first time in the history of BRICS that we have gathered like this. 10 countries, 9 countries right now. A multipolar world, justice, consensus, and friendship are our main values. The summit program will run for 3 days. 3 days of intensive communication. Express yourself, be proactive. The content of the final declaration and the future of the BRICS youth depend on you. I would like to welcome the members of the BRICS Youth Council as well. Let's applaud them. During the summit, they will have to determine the contours of further work and activities of youth in BRICS. I warmly welcome those ministers and leaders who have already arrived at the summit and will arrive in the next few days. They will discuss strategic issues of youth policy development. All participants will have the opportunity to get to know the ministers better at a business breakfast on Thursday. Please follow the summit program, be punctual and active. I wish inspiration and creativity to all representatives of the working groups. You are doing an important job. Dear friends, yesterday my colleagues presented the BRICS Youth Media Platform. You can recommend watching the stream of the BRICS Youth Summit by sharing this QR code or link with your friends and colleagues. Please do it. The photos will also be posted on the media platform. Each of you is a part of the BRICS Youth Summit. And this event will always remain in your memory. Make sure it is one of the most vivid and unforgettable periods of your life. A trip to Russia and immersion in the BRICS. Dear friends, the anthem of Russian Federation.
Россия священная наша держава, Россия любимая, наша страна, могучая воля, великая слава, твое достояние во все времена. Славься, Отечество наше свободное, братских народов союз вековой, предками данная мудрость народная. Славься, страна, мы гордимся тобой, от южных морей до полярного края раскинулись наши леса и поля. Одна ты на свете, одна ты такая, хранимая Богом родная земля. Славься, Отечество наше свободное, братских народов союз вековой, предками данная мудрость народная. Славься, страна, мы гордимся тобой, широкий простор для мечты и для жизни, грядущие нам открывают года. Нам силу дает наша верность отчизне. Так было, так есть и так будет всегда. Славься, Отечество наше свободное, братских народов союз вековой, предками данная мудрость народная. Славься, страна, мы гордимся тобой.
Please sit down. Dear friends, dear young leaders, let me offer you 2 summit activities. First one, you can write posts about the summit in your social media throughout the summit. Post photos, share emotions, and use the hashtag BRICS Youth Summit 2024 or BYS 2024 or Ulyanovsk BYS or all at once. The author of the best publication will get a special prize. The second activity, you can show your creativity and do creative work on the topic stereotypes of the BRICS countries. Publications, video, mini interview, PPT presentation, whatever. The author of the best work will also get a special prize. And now we are moving on to the plenary session. You can use simultaneous translation equipment. I would like to know that the working language of the summit is English. And the translation will be at 2 sessions of summit, this one and the last one. Dear friends, let me give the floor to Minister of Youth Development of the Ulyanovsk region, Artem Miroshnikov.
Спасибо, Диана. Здравствуйте, дорогие участники молодежного саммита.
Hello, dear friends
of the Youth BRICS Summit. I'm very glad to see you in Ulyanovsk, where the Youth Summit BRICS is happening already for the second time. A number of years ago, 5 countries only took part in this summit, and today in this hall we have young leaders from 10 countries. BRICS attracts people, those that wish and those that are capable to change their lives for better. Let me introduce the speakers of the plenary session. Mr. Alexei Ruskik, the governor of the Ulyanovsk region. Mr. Pavel Abramov, deputy head of the Federal Agency on Youth Affairs of the Russian Federation. Mr. Oleg Mashkovtsev, deputy of the plenipotentiary representative of the President of the Russian Federation in Privolzhsk in Volga Federal District. Asan Dalovaka, executive chairman of the National Agency on Development of Youth Affairs of the South African Republic. Dear friends, this year Russia is chairing BRICS. In the official calendar of events, more than 200 events are scheduled for this year, and our event is one of them. I would like to give you the welcome word of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation. I would like to invite to this microphone the first secretary of the Department of the External Planning of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation, Natalia Minakova. Ladies and gentlemen, dear ministers, dear delegates, dear organizers, dear hosts, Ulyanovsk region, it's a great honor for me to be in the center of this international youth agenda of BRICS and to read out the note, welcome note from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Lavrov. I cordially welcome the organizers and participants of the 10th anniversary Youth Summit of the BRICS countries taking place in Ulyanovsk. Over the past years, the forum has confirmed its relevance in deepening the strategic partnership within the BRICS framework, strengthening trust and mutual understanding between young people of our countries. This year, we're especially pleased to welcome representatives of new members of the association as participants. Today, BRICS is a dynamically developing mechanism. We support the sincere interest of young people in its activities. We come from the fact that the younger generation is able to give additional impetus to our common work and ensure continuity in all of the areas of cooperation. I am pleased to note that the agenda of the meeting is full and it's packed with events. You will discuss a wide range of truly pressing issues, from youth entrepreneurship to volunteering. I am confident that the discussions will take place in an informal, friendly manner and will allow you to enrich your knowledge and skills and make new friends. I wish you a very productive exchange of opinions and all the very best. Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation, Mr. Sergei Lavrov. Natalia, thank you so much. Dear friends, I would like to note that the Youth Summit BRICS is happening with the personal support of the governor of the Ulyanovsk region. Youth policy is one of the priorities of the work of the governor and the government of Ulyanovsk region, and strengthening the ties of youth of the region and BRICS countries is conducted through the works during the visits to the BRICS countries, arranging the BRICS events and stimulating the youth to the global dialogue. I would like to give the floor now to the governor of the Ulyanovsk region, Mr. Alexei Ruskik. Good morning, dear friends. I cordially welcome you to one of the main events in the BRICS, which is the Youth Summit. It's a great honor to host such an important event here on the hospitable land of Ulyanovsk, on the banks of the great Russian river Volga. For us, this is the recognition of our achievements in the field of youth development, cultural cooperation, global dialogue in the name of achieving common goals, and we highly appreciate the trust placed in us. I thank all of the participants and guests of the summit for their visit and close attention to issues of international cooperation. Dear friends, in the Ulyanovsk region for several years now, a big team of professionals is working, those that are deeply immersed into the BRICS agenda. This is the Project Office for International Youth Cooperation, Russia, BRICS, and the Ministry of Youth Development of the Ulyanovsk region. We regularly host the BRICS Youth Camp, the Public Diplomacy Forum Inter-Yes, the Volunteer Conference BRICS to You, and many other interesting platforms, each of which bring together the youth of our countries. Here in the Ulyanovsk region, within the framework of the BRICS Youth Camp 2023, we have created an idea to create a youth media platform of BRICS, and today I warmly welcome its launch. Now, thanks to its work, it'll be way easier to study the BRICS countries, to get information about education in our countries, and conduct dialogue with BRICS experts. And of course, it's another proof of how quickly, through joint efforts, young people can implement any of their ideas. Today, youth from 10 countries, Russia, Brazil, India, China, South Africa, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and the UAE are taking part in the BRICS summit. Such a wide geography is a vivid illustration of how BRICS inspires and how it unites. This is a symbol of the fact that different countries, languages, and cultures in the modern world, they're not barriers, but they serve as the new heights for testing one's strength, new opportunities for communication, travel, friendship, and partnership. Dear friends, 3 days of an intense program await you. In an atmosphere of friendship and trust, we will discuss issues of further strengthening youth cooperation and developing the legacy of the World Youth Festival. Please be brave, active, creative. After all, the Youth Summit is the best time for a global dialogue of young leaders, those who act for the sake of a bright future for the whole world. Know that your voices are heard and your actions are noticeable. Taking this opportunity, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to my colleagues from the Republic of South Africa for the warm welcome and the highest level of organization of the BRICS Youth Summit in Durban. Our participants returned from South Africa filled with vivid impressions and ideas. And our summit today, in many ways, serves a continuation of the conversation that began in the Republic of South Africa. It is this kind of continuity and continuous dialogue. These are the main components of the success of the work of BRICS and its young leaders in matters of international partnership and friendship. Once again, I would like to thank everyone being present here for your attention and interest in the BRICS Youth Summit, for your vibrant participation in it. I wish you fruitful work, bright, unusual decisions, and of course, making new friends. Ulyanovsk region and all of Russia, we are always glad to see you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Alexei Yurievich. I'm very proud that the organizer of the Youth Summit of BRICS Federal Agency on Youth Affairs pays a serious attention to interaction of youth from the BRICS countries. The management of the agency manages the whole youth policy countrywide, sets out the youth policy. I would like to give the floor to the Deputy Head of the Federal Agency on Youth Affairs, Mr. Pavel Abramov. Good morning, dear participants and guests of the BRICS Youth Summit. First of all, I would like to thank the governor of the Ulyanovsk region, the government that was able at such a high level to accept 1.4 thousand delegates from 10 countries of BRICS, and that is a serious numbers as for today. Not every forum of Rosmolodezh can gather the same number of foreign participants as just the annual forum in Orenburg. And as a whole, I would like to express the words of gratitude to everyone and to say that we are here because the routing is very long and very complex, and some delegations are in the process. And the fact that you are here, in here you have to open, well, some new thoughts, new wishes, new ideas, those things that will come to life. That's what you are here for, to bring something new into our lives. Also, as was mentioned by Artyom, we pay a large share of attention to the youth policy, not only on the international track, but on various directions. This is our profile work, and we are dealing with volunteering and the international activities. We support the infrastructure of the youth policy, and for the second year in a row, by the request of the President of the Russian Federation, we are repairing and erecting new youth facilities or youth complexes which serve as the point of attraction. And today in Ulyanovsk, one regional center like that, and 5 municipal centers for youth were created around the region. The BRICS delegates were one of the bright participants of the International Youth Festival, World Youth Festival, which happened in March this year in the city of Sochi. We have received more than 300,000 applications from 185 countries of the globe. 10,000 were selected, and 1.4 thousand were the representatives of BRICS countries, and we are very happy to note it. Also, by the order of the President of Russia, Mr. Vladimir Putin, we continue to work on the development of the heritage of the World Youth Festival. There is an order given by the President, in addition to the fact that these events are going to be hosted on an annual basis, and there's a big festival once every 6 years for 20,000 people annually. So every 3 years is 5,000. So something we will host Russia-wide in various cities. Also, by the decree of the President, the support will be provided on the mobility in terms of bringing young people from abroad to Russia, because this, for you, being young people, it's quite expensive to travel. And there is an order. We will develop the mechanism, and on the basis of that mechanism, we will bring the talented youth from abroad to Russia for short-term stays. And there's also a grant support mechanism for those young people from all of the countries of the world. And as a whole, I would like to thank once again you for coming here, that you're not afraid of the long route. So throughout these days, you have to open up new ideas, and you have to prove that these ideas, they can truly transform the world. Thank you. Thank you, Pavel Vladimirovich. Dear friends, in Russia, we have 89 regions. Now they're united in 8 federal districts. Now you're located in the city of Ulyanovsk, which is located on the bank of the river Volga and relates to the Privolzhsky Federal District. Youth policy here would not have been possible to implement without the participation of the head of this district. I would like to give the floor now to the deputy representative of the President of the Russian Federation and the Privolzhsky Federal District, Mr. Oleg Mashkovtsev. Dear friends, it's quite symbolic. The 10th summit of BRICS and 10 countries that are included in the BRICS, so we need to really think about the fact that the 11th summit will host already 11 countries. On behalf of the plenipotentiary representative of the President of the Russian Federation in the Volga Federal District, Igor Anatolievich Komarov, and on my personal behalf, I cordially welcome all of the participants of the BRICS Youth Summit and all guests of our country. Considering the current geopolitical situation, the relevance of more active development of the institution of public diplomacy and bringing the youth of our countries closer together is increasing. Global cooperation between major powers in the BRICS format is especially important in the context of recent political and world events. The polarization of the world contributes to distance and even some kind of confrontation with the West. At the same time, long-term interaction in the BRICS format shows that the accompanying processes of strengthening mutual respect and trust between the BRICS countries and the special attention from the new states and the desire to join cooperation indicates that the association has chosen the right vector of interaction and development. Cooperation at the international level in the field of youth policy is an important area for our country. And most recently, in March this year, the World Youth Festival took place. And it was mentioned before, it's gratifying that such a large number of countries responded and supported the festival, and the total amount of countries summed up to 190 countries. This once again says that youth and friendship between us are beyond politics. The young generation is the main strategic resource necessary for the successful development of basically any country, and therefore our main goal as representatives of the authorities is to give to young people everything so that they can have positive self-realization in all of the areas of their interest, in employment, in conditions for starting a family, in improving their abilities, in culture, in sports, and in other areas. Russia has an active policy in working with young people. Over the past few years, the key regulations in this area have been updated, and departments involved in youth policy have been strengthened, and including the regional ones. We have created new global projects to implement and realize the potential of the country's youth, and much, much more. In turn, the Volga Federal District, we are actively involved in the education of children and youth, and since 2013, the district has been implementing a complex of socially significant public projects. Our projects can be divided into several categories. There are sports projects, projects in the field of culture and arts, projects aimed at supporting gifted children and youth, military patriotic education, and projects for people in difficult life situations. We are trying to provide an international format for participation in our projects for the representatives of friendly countries, and I am happy to invite your talented youth to take part in the regional projects. Please take part. We will assist in that. A separate area of work is the Office of the Plenipotentiary Representatives, is the development of Russian-Chinese cooperation between the regions of the Volga Federal Districts and the provinces located along the Yangtze River, such as Anhui, Sichuan, Jiangxi, Hubei, Hunan, and the central city of Chunqing. The so-called Volga-Yangtze River format, which is widely known in Russia and in China as well. One of the key areas of this work is holding joint events in the field of youth policy, and very soon in August, the Russian-Chinese Youth Forum will be held in the city of Saratov. And it has become an annual event, and the main goal of it is to establish friendship and mutual understanding between the youth of the two countries. Also, we have the Association of Higher Educational Institution available. It operates, and we consider that this platform is able to unite our progressive student youth. Similar platforms we can propose as platforms to interact with the countries, those that are included in the BRICS format. Dear friends, I think it's important to say that BRICS is an international organization currently characterized by the highest level of development. Nobody's trying to force countries to adhere to one way of life. Here, we honor the identity of each state and its cultural foundations. At the same time, all parties agree on the importance of preserving traditional, spiritual, and moral values, which is the core of the sustainable development of the BRICS member states. An important aspect of cooperation within the BRICS is the involvement of citizens to the exchange of cultural values and traditions. Within the framework of the Youth Summit, each country is assigned a direction which, in general, is closely intertwined and united into a single policy in the field of educating the younger generation, education and training, science, technology, and innovation, youth entrepreneurship, social work and volunteering, health and sports. All this is an integral part of the effective development of a young person, and it is great that each country is able to share its best experience at the summit. I'm confident that the results that are achieved during the summit, they will become the basis for joint youth initiatives and long-term cooperation programs of the participating countries, and will make a serious contribution to the development of intercultural dialogue and strengthening of peace. I'm wishing all of the participants of the summit new knowledge and bright impressions, youth energy and optimism. Thank you. Thank you, Oleg Alexandrovich. Last year, the Youth Summit BRICS was happening in the South African city of Durban, because in the Alliance BRICS, the Republic of South Africa was chairing. I would like to thank our friends from South Africa for high level of the event and hospitality. Give the floor to the Executive Chairman of the National Agency of the Development of Youth Affairs, Asanda Luvaka. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for those warm welcome. Distinguished guests, fellow panelists, allow me to say breviet to the esteemed BRICS Youth Summit delegates. Allow me to thank you for this wonderful opportunity and privilege to provide a message of support to the 2024 BRICS Youth Summit that is held under the theme Strengthening Multilateralism for Justice in Global Development and Security. A fitting theme considering actions and developments across the globe concerning socio-economic development, especially for the Global South, and increased insecurity. Now, Ulyanovsk is a special place for us BRICS youth, as the 6th BRICS Youth Summit that took place in 2020 was held here at the birthplace of Vladimir Lenin and focused on challenges of the time for young people. Now, since then, the BRICS family has increased to become the BRICS Plus after Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, responded positively. Now, can we please give these new members a warm round of applause? Now, it is important to state that as BRICS Plus, we now cover about 43% of the world's population, 32% of the world's land area, 27% of the global GDP, and just over 20% of world exports. Moreover, we now include 5 of the top oil producers, as well as 3 of the top natural gas producers on the planet. Now, our Russian friend and literary giant, Leo Tolstoy, was correct when he said, "You have to learn to walk before you can run." Now, I am pleased to report that indeed, this particular summit is a continuation of last year, and we can confirm that we have not just started running, but we are in the process of jogging. Now, it is almost a year today since we were at the 9th BRICS Youth Summit that took place in South Africa, and that was held under the theme BRICS and Africa, Partnership for Mutually Accelerated Growth, Sustainable Development, and Inclusive Multilateralism. The youth of BRICS nations discussed and resolved on several issues, and key amongst was the establishment of a BRICS Youth Council. Now, a month after the summit, we were provided with an opportunity to make our case at the 2023 BRICS Heads of State Summit in South Africa. And through the Johannesburg Declaration, this call was heard, agreed to, and as they say, the rest is history. Now, since then, the BRICS Youth Council has held its inaugural BRICS meeting, which took place between the 8th and 9th December 2023. Guided by the BRICS Youth Council framework, the engagements were aimed at launching the building blocks of the Council concerning its objectives, its functions, as well as its operational matters. Now, key among the outcomes were priority areas as well as chairpersons selected for each work stream, representing the various members. Now, the BRICS Youth Council has held several other meetings and engagements since then. Now, the National Youth Development Agency of South Africa made a clarion call for nominations to serve on the BRICS Youth Council South African Working Group in September last year. And we currently have a draft framework for the BRICS Youth Council South African Working Group, which will streamline our operations and work going forward. Now, our Chinese friend and philosopher Lao Tzu once said that, and I quote, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." Now, we have traveled over 1,000 miles from South Africa to Russia to continue the steps that began in 2015 at the inaugural BRICS Youth Summit that took place in Kazan in Russia. South Africa will be responding to the priority of the BRICS Youth Council on youth community service and volunteer work. Now, these two are intertwined yet important priorities for South Africa. Youth community work or community service is an area in which South Africa has performed relatively well through the National Youth Development Agency's flagship program, our Revitalized National Youth Service. Now, this initiative involves South African youth in community service endeavors that are aimed at enhancing service delivery, nurturing patriotism, advancing nation building, fostering social cohesion, as well as facilitating the acquisition of occupational skills essential for accessing sustainable livelihood opportunities. Similarly, engaging in youth volunteering activities cultivates comparative skills. Studies indicate that volunteering assists young individuals in breaking the cycle of poverty by facilitating their access to decent employment opportunities. Now, we recognize the centrality of youth service and volunteerism in being able to foster effective youth development. This is primarily aimed at providing skills and opportunities for young people, which include those that are not in education, not in employment or training, unemployed graduates, as well as youth that are coming from youth-headed households. As an initiative for joint implementation with member states, we propose the introduction of exchange programs that are aimed at capacity building through community engagement and volunteerism to be able to enhance economic participation across the BRICS Plus countries. Now, since being established, the BRICS Youth Council, as well as the South African Working Group, we have conducted the following youth community service work. We have initiated our work across the length and breadth of South Africa while including various social partners such as various private sectors, parliamentary constituency offices, civil society organizations, as well as sector education and training authorities. I would like to briefly note the commendable work undertaken by the BRICS Plus through its various structures in the past year. We, for good reasons, follow the work in BRICS Plus as well as its respective organs. However, I would like to notably commend the work of bodies such as the BRICS Ministers of Foreign Affairs and International Relations who met here in Russia this past month. They were certainly mindful of the resolutions contained in the Johannesburg Declaration when discussing issues of multilateralism, international law, reform of global governance and financial institutions, global health and cooperation and architecture, climate change, particularly on equity and common but differentiated responsibilities and respective capabilities. We are also encouraged by the discussions about the scale of drug trafficking in our respective countries and the BRICS Anti-Corruption Working Group. All these issues are currently affecting the youth or will affect the youth of the future. We wish the meeting of ministers and leaders responsible for the implementation of youth policy in the BRICS countries all the best when they meet later in the week. We will continue our efforts of closely monitoring the work done in this area. As the Brazilians often say, the cake is not for the baker, but for its eater. This is certainly the case for the work that will be undertaken by the BRICS Plus countries. It is not for this youth or citizenry that will fundamentally benefit, but the youth of the future. I am reminded by the words that were shared by youth of the 15th BRICS Summit as we supported our call for a BRICS Youth Council when we said, and I quote, "Young people in their collective believe that young people are the present and are the future, and our interactions as BRICS members cannot be and should not be limited to an annual summit," close quote. As we have started increasing the speed of our jog as the BRICS Youth Council, I implore the summit to consider serious steps on how to institutionalize and more effectively operationalize the BRICS Youth Council. There are several challenges faced by young people in the BRICS Plus community, and we should discuss tangible ways to have well-functioning, purpose-driven, as well as a highly resourced BRICS Youth Council. Perhaps the summit should have a serious discussion on this matter if we are to turn around the tide. During the inaugural BRICS Youth Council meeting, I reminded the councillors that we have reached an important milestone. This is because upon closer inspection and observation of the various BRICS Youth Summits, as well as the resolutions that have been taken, at the time, we noted that very few had been implemented. Now, as things stand, there is some progress. However, we can all agree that more needs to be done. Before I conclude, on behalf of the BRICS Youth Council and the South African Working Group, I urge each and every one of us to enthusiastically participate in the various planned sessions to offer your skills, expertise, and insight to this particular summit. Even outside of the formal sessions, I plead you to be imbued in the themes and topics, network amongst yourselves, and ensure that indeed this particular summit becomes a festival of ideas. Therefore, go back to your respective countries and continue the work that was started 8 years ago in Kazan, here in Russia. Our Indian friends have a popular saying which goes, and I quote, "We are kept from our goal not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal," close quote. Now, in our context and the BRICS Youth Council, this saying inspires us to dream big, achieve the smaller goals and milestones we set for ourselves, but to not forget nor deviate from our bigger or ultimate objectives. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mrs. Asanda. Дорогие друзья, мы
Dear friends, we have heard the welcoming words from two countries of Russia and Republic of South Africa. With great pleasure, I would like to give the floor to the heads or representatives of the BRICS countries for the welcoming remarks. Hassan Ansab, representative of the United Arab Emirates, is invited to speak. The Almighty.
Growth, innovation, and vision for the future. Our country, though it young, has achieved remarkable milestones, transforming from a desert land into a global hub for business, tourism, and culture. The UAE has always prioritized education, technology, and sustainability development, aiming to create a purpose and inclusive society for all citizens. Today, we are privileged to be part of the esteemed BRICS Youth Summit hosted in Russia. BRICS has an alliance of 5 major emerging economies, represents above 41% of the world's populations and about a quarter of the global GDP. This group dedicated of fostering cooperations on major global issues such as trade development and security. The BRICS nations work together to enhance economic growth, advance technologies, innovations, and tackle common challenges, emphasizing the importance of partnership and mutual respects. A member of the UAE National Youth Council, we recognize that the future lies in the hands of youth. Today's young people are more connected, informed, and empowered than ever before. And it is our responsibility to contribute actively to shaping a better tomorrow. Our attendance at the BRICS Summit underlines the critical role of youth in driving sustainability and innovations in our countries by engaging with global leaders and fellow youth representatives. We seek to exchange ideas, foster collaborations, and inspire actions toward a world that is inclusive and peaceful. The UAE is proud to have appointed the world's youngest minister, the Minister of Youth, 8 years ago, and now the first Arab astronaut, His Excellency Dr. Sultan al-Niyadi, who currently serves as the Minister of Youth. These milestones reflect our country's commitment to empowering young leaders and fostering innovations. The UAE is committed to the nurturing of youth, providing them with opportunities to learn, lead, and innovate. By participating in forums like the BRICS Summit, we not only enhance our global perspective, but also contribute fresh insight and energy towards collective goals. Together, let us build a future where every young person has a chance of thrive, leading us into an era to growth and harmony. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Слово предоставляется.
Thank you so much. And the floor is given to Brazil, Mr. Florentino Jr. Nielsen.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Bom dia a todos as pessoas aqui presentes. Eu sou Florentino, da Secretaria.
My name is Florentino. Good morning. I am in charge of youth in Brazil. And first of all, I would like to thank you for accepting and welcoming the ministers to Russia. We are very glad for everything that you do for us and for welcoming us here. And we are feeling a lot of good expressions when representing Brazil and working together with other delegations. And here we represent not only the Secretariat of the Youth Affairs, but also the Ministry of Education, Science, as well as works of other delegations and special delegations from Brazil. We would like to welcome you. We would like to welcome you participants of BRICS, and for us it's a great happiness to see all of you here and to know that our organization is growing new cultures, and we are very pleased to represent our policy of youth and to support new ideas of BRICS and to provide some input into the development of the BRICS Youth. The BRICS Forum is a unique platform of success and development of the participating countries, and the youth of BRICS countries is represented by loads of talent, creativity, and innovations, as well as enthusiasm, which is presented, and we can use it for the positive amendments in various sectors, such as sports, health, technology, education, and culture. And in addition to that, jointly with youth of the youth of BRICS countries, the countries can spread, and they can guarantee the stability for the years of development to come. Also, BRICS can be a very important sector from the point of view of the economics and but be the cultural unit as well, because in these processes we will utilize new ideas which will transform, and that will bring us to the changes that we strive for and what will transform the future of the BRICS countries. And we as Brazilians, we can say that we are happy to be jointly with you here, and we would like to reformat the cooperation, and we'd like to thank you for the fact that you're open for the reforms. Also, in the past, the national policy of the youth is inside the bigger policy of the country as a whole, and we fully understand that this responsibility was brought up to the next level. And the fourth youth conference, which was coordinated by the social organizations and fully supported by various ministries in our various countries, and we are very grateful and we are glad that the youth of Brazil is taking part in this summit and sharing our experience with BRICS countries as well. We can learn from each other jointly with our delegates. And this year, being in Russia, and last year we will see each other in Brazil, we are really expecting this event at large. And really, we'll be very glad to welcome you to Brazil. So please, next year we will work in Brazil, where we will be the organizers, and we will do the same as is done in Russia. And Paulo Frey, our representative in education, and I really do hope without faith there will be no successes. So let's hope for our youngsters and assist them, and everything will be achievable and achieved. And the floor is given to the representative of the People's Republic of China, director of the Center of Scientific Projects of Chinese Science Fund, Mr. Yang Shi. Dear heads, dear colleagues, I would like to welcome all of you. I'm very glad to be with you in this beautiful Russian city of Ulyanovsk. This is the place where the great revolutionist and the teacher was born, Lenin. It is a green city with great landscape and pictures. A great river Volga flows through it, and here at the decree of the head of the delegation, Mr. Wang Jinglong, on behalf of the Chinese delegation, I would like to pass on the sincere wishes to all of the friends, and I would like to express cordial gratitude to Russia being the chair on BRICS this year for a magnificent organization. We welcome all of the youth organizations of BRICS for their participation in the cooperation in BRICS is an important platform for unity and cooperation between the actively developing countries, and the main mechanism of representing interests of the countries. The world is really hoping that BRICS will have a stronger voice on the international arena, taking care about the development and solving those dilemmas of the global development. It's a common goal. The youth is the future of the country and the future of the BRICS cooperation. In the future, BRICS will strengthen the cooperation and expand its space, develop the priorities of youth, will foster the international cooperation as well as the attraction of youth to participating in the global management and to take an active part in all of the social spheres of life. Chinese youth is hoping for the strengthening of cooperation. Mr. Xi said that youth is always assisted with dreams, and the Communist Party of China have survived 100 years of fight, and the initial wishes of us, they were based on the dreams. And that is why we believe that dreams of our youth, and the dreams of the youth of BRICS countries, they will bring us to magnificent achievements. We do hope that within today's event, we'll be able to exchange experience, to strengthen our interaction, as well as to give the opportunity and new impetus for the active development of the youth in our countries. And to conclude, I would like to wish you luck and all the very best to all of the participants of this meeting. Thank you so much for your attention. And the floor is given now to the representative of Egypt, Rufel Nuani Masen. Egypt, please. The floor is yours. Good morning. I would like to welcome all of you and to congratulate you on this important event. My name is Melania. I'm half Russian and half Egyptian. I represent Egypt at this forum, and I'm proud of the fact that I'm Egyptian and Russian at the same time. My presence here is very important for me and for the whole of the delegation that have come with me. Egyptian delegation is consisting of 5 people, those that came from Egypt and represent various areas of interest, as well as 4 young students that are educated in the Russian universities. Such a mix represents an interest of Egypt to this important youth presence and exchange of experience, acquiring new skill sets, and expansion of contacts between the Egyptian youth and the youth of the BRICS countries. Egypt is taking part at the youth level on this event, and the presence of Egypt in BRICS is very important. The voice of Egyptian youth inside this BRICS association is of paramount importance, and we expect a unique event. We do hope that the results of this conference and this youth summit will benefit the youth of all BRICS countries. Thank you so much. Dear friends, our friends from Ethiopia, they are currently in flight to arrive. They will be joining us shortly. They are on the way, but I give a very cordial gratitude. And I would like to invite Madish Parikh from India to the microphone, please. India. Hello, dear friends. My name is Madish. Hi from India.
Dinesh Kumar Mishra, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India. I, as a young representative of the Indian delegation, put forward my thoughts at this summit. Distinguished senior officials, officers, organizers, youth delegations from 10 countries, invited guests, my sincere regards from India. It is my pleasure to address you all today at the BRICS Youth Summit 2024, here in the vibrant city of Ulyanovsk, at the banks of Mother Volga. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Chair, Russia, for organizing the Youth Summit. Your dedication and meticulous planning have made this summit a reality, bringing together youth leaders from the BRICS countries. We appreciate the participation of the new BRICS countries, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, for the first time in this BRICS event. We hope that they bring value to this group. The BRICS is looked upon by the world as an important platform which is expanding and is ready to influence the whole world positively. BRICS Youth Summit has emerged as a platform for articulating the hopes and aspirations of the new generation. This new generation has the power to drive the change, build a better world, and a world full of opportunities, contributing significantly to the socio-economic development of the entire world. Our youth has been at the forefront, whether it is innovative technologies, climate action, healthcare, or education. India, as a founding member of the BRICS, has been actively contributing to BRICS discussions while engaging through various working groups, summit meetings, and discussions. India's commitment to this BRICS and investing in young people has always been a top priority and will continue to do so. World's largest democracy, India, is one of the largest countries in terms of its size of its young population. The Indian government has always taken landmark initiatives towards the betterment of youth and society. The vision of Viksit Bharat, as proposed by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, is partly derived from the power and energy of young people. Our youth icon, Swami Vivekananda, talked about the idea of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, meaning that the world is one family. In India, the National Youth Day is celebrated on the birth anniversary of our youth icon, Swami Vivekananda. As we know that the BRICS, and now the BRICS Plus, is almost half of the world population, henceforth, the impacts of the BRICS equation influences the entire world and the young people in particular. The BRICS countries face similar challenges as far as youth is concerned. There is a need to channel the energy of our youth to further the goals and objectives of BRICS. Let us use this opportunity to inspire each other and envision a world where young people are the forefront of innovation and social change. Together, we can build a future that is prosperous, equitable, and full of opportunities for all. Spasiba Balshoye, on behalf of the entire Indian delegation to the Russian Federation. As our Honorable Prime Minister says, Russia is an all-weather friend, and our time-tested friendship continues to further in such important initiatives like the BRICS. Thank you so much, everyone, for having us here. Thank you.
Спасибо. Спасибо.
Thank you so much. And the floor is now given to the representative of Iran, Mansoura Sadeghi. Iran, please.
Hello, my friends.
Good afternoon, dear friends.
Of Isfahan, the city of culture, art, and creativity. The representative of Iran's youth in today's meeting and the secretary of the National Network of Creative and Entrepreneurial Youth NGOs of the Ministry of Sports and Youth of Iran. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends and young BRICS colleagues, today it is a great honor to speak in front of you, the future leaders and elite of the BRICS countries. We are gathered here to discuss the role of youth in the sustainable development and progress of our country and to find ways to cooperate better and more effectively. BRICS, as a collection of the world's 5 largest emerging economies, represent culture and economic diversity. Together, these countries have been able to play an important role in the global economy, but the future of this cooperation depends on the hands of your youth. Young people who can help shape a bright future for countries and the world with their passion and energy, innovation and creativity. In conclusion, I would like to emphasize that BRICS youth will not only shape the future of their countries, but also the future of the world. As young leader, we must build a better and more sustainable future for every truth, cooperation, and solidarity. Let's look to the future hand in hand with hope and encouragement and move on the path of sustainable growth and development. Thank you for your attention, and I hope that today's meeting will be an important step toward strengthening the BRICS youth cooperation. Thank you to the participants this summit in Russia. Thank you.
Thank you. К микрофону приглашается Зейнаб Аль-Турайки, Саудовская.
Zainab Al-Turaki, I would like to welcome to the microphone.
Esteemed guests, dear leaders, and fellow youth participants, dear all, good morning. I'm Zainab Al-Turaki, and it's a great honor to be with you today. On behalf of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia delegates, the BRICS nations have established themselves as a key players in the global arena, not only through economic collaboration, but also by fostering youth development and innovation. The summit is a testament to the importance of investing on the power of youth. Youth development is at the heart of the BRICS countries. By providing a platform for people and young people to exchange ideas, BRICS countries are shaping the future. This commitment is nurturing the next generation of leaders, and it aligns closely to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia Vision 2030. Vision 2030 is a transformation plan that seeks to diversify the Saudi economy by reducing the dependency on oil, promote cultural development, and empower youth. It underscores that the importance of education, technology, and entrepreneurship in building a vibrant and sustainable future. This vision aims to power young people, enabling them to contribute both national and global progress. As part of the ambitious plan, Saudi Arabia is set to host two major international events: the FIFA World Cup on 2023 and the World Expo on 2030. These events will not only showcase the country's capabilities, but also highlight the Saudi Arabia's rich culture and hospitality to global audience, which deriving economic growth and fostering international collaboration. In his second appearance on the second day of the Future Investment Initiative in Riyadh, Prince Mohammed bin Salman linked the Saudi people's strengths for the formidable mountain of Tuwaiq, which is located on the north of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. His honor said, the Saudi strength is like one of the Tuwaiq mountains. It's unbreakable unless this mountain is level to the ground. This powerful analogy underscores that the resilience of Saudi Arabian people and determination, which are central success to Vision 2030. We believe that today, youth are not just participants in the global economy, but the architects of its future. By fostering an environment to encourage critical thinking, leadership, and innovation, we are nurturing future leaders. who will steer our nations toward a sustainable future. It is through passion, energy, and innovation spirit of young people that we can address the challenges of today's world. I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals for supporting us to participate in the summit. We also extend our heartfelt thanks to the Federal Agency of Youth Affairs in Russia and to all the organizers for their outstanding efforts on making this event possible. In closing, we are excited to be part of this esteemed summit and to learn from diverse experiences. Together, we can foster a global environment that champions youth development, innovation, and sustainable growth. Thank you for this opportunity to share our vision and to collaborate on building a brighter future. Thank you.
Thank you. Дорогие участники,
Dear participants of the Youth Summit BRICS, the plenary session is complete with great welcoming remarks of the heads of the delegations. I believe that this is a great beginning of the summit. There's more fruitful work to come, and I wish all on the utmost success and productive days. Our plenary have been completed a little bit earlier than we scheduled, and now you have time to communicate. Lunch is scheduled for 1 o'clock, and the next is the panel session, Education of BRICS Youth, for BRICS and about BRICS. It will start in this hall at 2 p.m. Please do not be late. Thank you so much.